baby. I want to know. Oh, my connection is unstable. Damn. Well, Marco Polo. It's saying my connection's unstable, but you know what? How's it going? Is it really overly pixely? It is my webcam, right? Hi, Beth Miller, Lori McKenzie, Sinwa, and Yarn Prepper. I'm getting ready to go to bed. I just want to. Hi, Mama Cat, Mihe Kitty Hines. Hope this is good for you. I hope it's good for me too. Is it okay? It said my connection was unstable, but what I'm hoping for is to do my live streams with my internet, and so that I can still reduce my data. Mr. Bucky and Autumn Gypsy. No, this isn't even my phone, which is usually, you know what? My phone, the camera on it is really, really.
Are you the baby? Are you the baby? What? What? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
All right, go on. You don't want up, then fine. Go be with Daddy. So anyway, thank you, Jan. Hey, Mia Kitty, Laura McKenzie, Beth Miller, Autumn Gypsy, Mr. Bucky. This is awesome, because what I want to be able to do is I want to be able to live stream from my webcam and save my data. I mean, if I have to use my data, great, but I still would like to cut back on my data. But even so, my we streamed Wi-Fi on a 65-inch TV. We watched a Netflix without any interruption or pixelation. Hey, dear, our streaming on the internet or on Netflix on the TV was fine.
Perfect.
Yeah, and so it's a step up from ExploreNet. Uh-oh, what was that?
What was that?
Did the power just flick? Yeah, it did.
Huh. Well, that's happened a fair bit today.
Yeah, the power's gone off. So if you lose me, it's not my internet, it's the power. They don't offer an unlimited data program. No, they don't. This is Canada. My cell phone, Howie's cell phone, and my tablet costs about $240 a month. And that's for 65 gigabytes of data across 3. It is very windy out. So even if I have to keep my data plan, oh, get this. After I ran to town and got an Ethernet cable so I could plug it in to make sure it was going to work for me. Did you want something, honey?
The lines that are already feeding the bedroom.
Yeah.
And living room.
Yeah.
They're hooked up to the Shaw line.
Yeah.
All we have to do is unhook those two.
You mean unhook them and then put them on the bell line?
Yeah.
Jesus wept. I'm sorry, folks. The technician who showed up after to connect my TV, I recognized him as somebody who didn't want to do the job before. I mean, let's face it. I've had Bell dial-up. I've had Bell TV. Okay? I had a Bell landline. Then we moved everything over to Pick-a-Knock and ExploreNet and all that stuff. So, I mean, we've got a couple of dishes on our roof. Do we not, dear? We have a few dishes on our roof. We have 3 of them on our roof right now. But the thing is, I'm seeing orbs flying around. It's dust, honey. It's dust. I don't see them. Maybe you're seeing them. I don't see them. But what was I going to say? Okay, so the guy came, and it's like I went, oh, in my brain, I'm going, oh, it's you, right? Because I seem to remember this guy being a problem before. So I have had Bell TV in the bedroom and in the living room. I have had Shaw satellite TV downstairs in the living room, in there, in the living room here, and in my bedroom. But this guy comes in, I shit you not, and goes down the basement. I said, okay, I want the PVR on the living room. I want the plain box in my bedroom, a plain box in the bedroom downstairs, and in the living room downstairs. And he went downstairs and he came back 10, 15 minutes later, and he's like, and his English was not great. It was good, but I think he deliberately used the language barrier to put off doing his
I
job.
may have to be here.
Yeah, Howie may have to be here. I mean,
The basement's going to be tricky with the ceilings.
I get it, but I'm sorry. They sent a technician to install my TV and satellite TV where there was previous satellite TV before, and the guy couldn't do it. He didn't even try. He basically said, well, I'll put on the order that the customer wasn't ready. Oh, I was ready. I was so freaking ready. Okay. What won't Autumn Gypsy regret? Wish me luck tomorrow. I'm getting my teeth pulled, 12 of them. So hopefully I'll have dentures by Christmas. Oh God, I'm right behind you, baby. This tooth is now loose, and so is this one. And my teeth are collapsing inward like this. Pretty soon I'm going to have one half here and one half here and nothing else. But he said, and I said, well, can you come back Saturday? My husband will be here, and then I'm sure you'll have all the assistance you need. And he said, well, I'm going to have to tell them that you're not ready. Now, I'm not going to imitate his bad English. Okay. He said, I'm going to write on that the customer was not ready. And then you phone them and schedule it again. And that didn't answer my question at all. I said, well, in the meantime, he said, I can't see how it comes in the basement. I said, well, there's a line there from before. Well, no, there's not, right? Hey, Cheryl. Sorry, I've been singing. Did you get your thing yet? Did you get your thing yet? I got to mail out the other one too. I have to mail that out on Friday because it's payday. So I said, okay, well, if the basement's tricky, I said, why don't you just hook up the cables, bring them in to here, and leave the box, and just hook up the PVR in the living room and leave the rest to my husband. He'll figure it out. Oh, I can't leave the cables here. Because I said, just hook it up and leave the equipment. Oh, I can't do that. Why not? You can't do your own job. You know, they're going to charge me $50 for installation and the guy just doesn't want to do it. Oh, it's 3:30 in the afternoon. I don't know. I swear to God, that's it. Not yet, eh? So, I mean, I phoned Bell and I said, I need to reschedule. I said, because I'm sorry, but the guy that the technician you sent does not know how to do his job. And she said, what do you mean? I said, I have a Bell dish on my roof. It's already there. It's the original one, might need replacing, but it's there. I also have lines going all through my house from Shaw. But this guy couldn't do it. He said he didn't understand where the lines would come from. And I said, okay, well, just hook up the PVR in the living room and leave everything else. Leave enough cable so that my husband bring it in from right there. And I know you can do it. Why? Because the Bell internet guy brought a line in. So why don't you just bring it in here, set, into my living room and let my husband, no, I can't do that. I can't leave the equipment. Well, what the hell did you friggin' bring it for? Hey, Super Hazer, the oil is kicking in hard, so I wish you all a great night. Okay, sweetheart, you sleep well. Hello, Beth. Hey, Brigitte, how's it going? So I phoned Belle and I've rescheduled for Tuesday next week because Monday is Thanksgiving here. And hey, Glenn, how's it going? And Carla and Lisa Schroeder, Ralph here, but making supper. You know what? Supper at this time of night's not good for you, sweetheart. You should really try and eat before 6. I'm sorry, I'm just being a mama. Um, hey, so anyway, hi, Mama Cat. So anyway, the guy basically I gave him every solution. Just bring it in and into a central point and leave it. My husband will do the rest. Oh, I can't do that. Well, bring it in and hook up the up. No, first it was bring it in and hook up the upstairs. Leave the equipment for my husband to do the thing. Well, they really want you to do it all in one. That was his excuse. They really want the whole thing to be done at once. Right. And I went, wait a minute. They told me that if my husband could install it, they would just leave the stuff. But I said, no, send somebody to install it. And they sent you who doesn't know how to do it. What the hell, man? So I phoned Belle and I rescheduled for somebody else. And I said, put a note on there that the installer couldn't do his job. She said, okay. And they're going to phone you between now and Tuesday to confirm it. And she said, make sure you tell them. Don't send the same technician that came the first time, because all he did was make excuses as to why he couldn't do his job, which was a total absolute fallacy. Absolute fallacy. Why did I know this wouldn't go well? Hey, Joe Mama, Megan Clark, Martina Walsh. I'm more European when it comes to eating. We go to bed late. Oh, okay, baby. Okay. Well, and then it's not because it's Bell. It's just the technician that they use or that they keep sending to me. That's all right. I'm going to tell them, send a different technician. Send a different technician. You know what? And I asked him, come back Saturday. My husband will help you. Oh, well, you'll have to rebook the appointment. And so the Bell was like, I'm really sorry. You're going to have to wait until the 13th. I said, that's okay. I didn't unhook my Shaw. I still have TV. She said, how's your internet? I said, so far, so good. Right? Excuse me. Pay no attention to the lady behind the fan. I am getting ready for bed. Howie came in, fixed my window. Oh, I have to lock it. Always have the same problem with Rogers. You know what, though? It's right now. It's not a Bell error. It's a technician error. The guy basically walked around downstairs with his hands in his pockets and said, sorry, I can't do this job. Pretty much it. Because I broke it down and said, okay, just bring it into there's the roof. Bring it through the attic. Just bring it in. Seriously, Howie, he could have just dropped everything right through the attic hole here. Right? Just, I said, just bring it into the main floor then. Leave the stuff. Oh, no, they really want you to complete the whole order. I said, well, in my brain, I'm going, well, we're just shit out of luck, man, with you. Hey, Jane Anna girl, how's it going? It can never be simple. I'll get it. You bloody right, I'll get it. And I'm glad. You know why? Because eventually I'm going to need a new roof. They just keep putting holes in my roof, right? The lady behind the fan. Oh, thank you. Hey, North Canuck, how's it going? And get this. I've discovered the dark mode on my thing. So when I turn lights off, the screen does not reflect off my glasses as much as it does, say, when it's like, let me think about this. How do I do this here? Oh, gee, I don't know how. Where did it? Oh, right. Okay. Never mind. There's the, see, it was, you saw the white screen for a second. Wait a second. Why is this screen gone wonky on me? The screen has gone wonky, and I don't know why. Where's my restore my chat? There we go. Thank you, BoobTube. BooTube. My dad used to call the TV the BoobTube. Right? Because what the hell is, why is my screen reduced? Must be a webcam thing. But yeah, hi, Holistic Healing Angel. How's it going? I can put this back on. Makes it easier for you to see, I guess. Not that you really want to look. 3 minutes left on my last canner load of the day. Oh my God. Oh my God. I'm starting to organize the pantry. And I think tomorrow I'm going to roast my meat so that I can can it, you know, tomorrow afternoon or tomorrow evening. Idiot box, boob tube. Yeah. That's why every once in a while I call YouTube boob tube, because, hey, Sue Marie. Jaton, darling, how are you? I'm glad everybody could be here tonight. I'm just doing I'm running this live stream long enough to see how well it does for the internet that I have. Right. And it's not as good a picture as my phone, because my phone, just a second, please. My phone, the camera is like, you take a picture with it and everybody sends me emails back saying, I can't open that, it's too big. So, but my camera is set at a really high thing, but this works. If this works, I'm really, really grateful. I'm really, really grateful, because I want to be able to reduce my data plan or my data usage. So even if I have to keep the cell phone data plan that I have, once my Bell TV kicks in and the internet, I'm still saving $260 to $160. I'm still saving $100 a month by the switch. Awesome, Bev. I'll be baking my pumpkins and butternut. Yeah, I've got to get my stoves organized too. I can't do any meat until after Howie gets the stoves reorganized. Hello, Audrey. How are you? I need to bake. I told Howie tonight, I need to bake. The trees are almost completely naked. I need to bake. Okay? Thanksgiving is this weekend. I need to make a pumpkin pie. You know what I mean? You should do an updated pantry tour once you organize. Oh, trust me, Megan, I'm gonna. Everybody's kind of sitting tight. Now, my pantry isn't going to look stocked like most people's, because there's just 2 of us here. But you are going to see a whole lot. Pixeling, am I buffering? That may change too when I get the new computer, because it's going to have a bigger processor in it. It's going to have a bigger graphics card, a bigger processor, and more RAM. It buffered for half a minute. Okay, try and hit F5 to refresh. Just refresh your page now. That's awesome, Bev. Cable internet and cell bills are outrageously pricey. I know. Wait, hold up. Thanksgiving is this week. Yeah, it's on Monday. It's on Monday. I don't have an oven, really. But so I've got to clean off the top of the stoves so that Howie can do what he does and work miracles, so that my oven and my burners all work on my Whirlpool stove. So, excuse me. I'm getting ready to go to bed. No, we're not going to have any company. We're keeping things as, because my niece is coming down on, is it Howie? Is she coming Saturday or Sunday? Finn. My niece is coming on Sunday down from Montreal. She's in quarantine right now because a friend has moved in with her from somewhere else, and so they had to do 2 weeks of quarantine. And their quarantine, their last day of quarantine's on Saturday. And she's bringing her car down from Montreal, which is a red zone. She's bringing her car down from Montreal to get her snow tires put on and her oil change, because Uncle Howie and Aunt Bev store her snow tires and her summer tires for her. I finally got my dehydrator, and it's full of mushrooms and celery. Did you boil the mushrooms first? Please tell me you boiled the mushrooms first. I watched all your videos on how to dehydrate. Yeah, dehydrating mushrooms without boiling them is not a good idea, because they won't rehydrate properly. All you'll get is hard little things that you can grind into mushroom powder. So always, like celery, it needs to be parboiled first. I'm sorry you can't have that much company this Thanksgiving. You know what, though, Megan? It just means I'm going to work really hard at organizing for Christmas. And I don't think my niece is staying for more than a couple of hours. You know what I mean? Good girl. Good girl. Good girl, Sue Marie. Hey, Paula123. How's the new internet? Tinker Belson. I'm streaming from my computer, from my webcam. I also think when I stream from my phone, it uses a lot because the camera is set on such a high setting. Oh, I can't even think about it right now. So it's not bad. I mean, it buffered a couple of times, but you know what? It'll do, rabbit. It'll do. That'll do, pig. That'll do. Turning a negative into a positive. Yes, Christmas. Love Christmas. Absolutely. Hi, Lori Park. So we're going to, I'm really hoping that Mom and Karen can come for a few weeks. I didn't see that. What was that? I watched it on the screen, but it wasn't here. So, but I'm really hoping my mom and sister-in-law can come for Christmas. And what I told her, I said is we will all quarantine, right? Like we'll all, except for like Howie can't really quarantine, but they can have our bedroom if they want, if Mom's knees are too bad. But I said, I want them here for like 3 weeks. I said, because if you come, you got to quarantine, right? So I'd like them to quarantine here and then be clear when if Arthur and Mel can make it. You know what I mean? Hi, Glenn. How's it going? No, it wasn't anything. That's why I watched it go on the screen, and I'm looking around going, what the hell was it? Probably a dust mote. Watch. See the dust motes? Woohoo! Those are not orbs. Those are all dust motes. So, think of the savings. A little buffering is just fine. Well, that's right. You know, it's not like I'm playing music, because I tried it on Cooking with Cannabis, and the mic on this webcam is really bad. So nobody gets to really listen to music because it's just, the sound is horrible. But for our half-acre homestead, the daily live streams, it'll be fine. And it's a step up from the ExploreNet, but it's also 350 gigabytes of data monthly, whereas my internet's normally 150. And for that, I paid $185. Don't even get me started. Hi, Nana Castles. How's it going? And Bella's Patio Gardens. Exactly. Small sacrifice for the savings I'm getting. That's right. And things could get much better when I have a better computer, too. This one does not have the power and the processor for what I use it for, too. Yeah. Holy moly. It's expensive, right? But the thing is it's also a part of my daily life, right? Paula in Canada. I'm here listening, but playing a game too on my phone. Okay, Paula. Hot child in the city. Hey, Christina, how's it going? And Lisa. It is a sweet deal, Lisa. It is. So, once Howie comes in and clears out the router and the old modem and all that stuff, and he's going to run this RCA beautiful 50-foot cable for me properly. Right now, it's just plugged into the back of my computer and plugged into the modem in the dining room. Got another shelving unit today for all my jarred canning foods. Oh, yeah, I wanted to tell people. I said it earlier today, but in case you haven't seen the video, don't try and recan tomato soup if it's tasting tinny to begin with. It doesn't hold up well. Okay, so nix on the recanning the tomato soup to save it. I'm going to actually take that video down. Hi, Teresa Smith, Kathy Rose, Donna Holland. That's good. I've started reorganizing my pantry because I have done a lot of dehydrating and I still have meat to can and chickens to can. So that's going to fill out an entire shelf. So you're just going to have to wait a couple of weeks for the pantry reveal. My cat's knocked down and broke 5 of my jars in the last week. Ooh, maybe you should put them where the cats can't go. Jordan McGee. Hey, Bev. How's you? I'm so tired. Have to get ready for my night shift in the bakery soon. Oh, God. Oh, God. You bread, right? Bread. Our bread baker used to come in at like midnight. He'd start in at midnight and he would just bake. He would be there at 6 o'clock in the morning when I would go in and open the doors. But oh, the smell. Yeah, bread. Hey, Cynthia Pearman. How's it going? Wesley Freeman. Hi, Melinda H. Hello. That's why I went and got another unit. I don't really want to double stack everything. No, it's not a good idea. Audrey Abbott got a great deal on an antique oak cabinet to extend my pantry storage. It's so nice. Awesome. Hey, Healing Fibers. We start at 2 a.m. and finish at 10 a.m. Yeah. Well, the bread was going on the shelves by the time the doors were opening at 7 but he was, mind you, our bakery wasn't huge, right? So I would come in at say 6:30, and I would start, I would bake off the frozen croissant and like glaze them and whatever, right? And dust them. And I would bake off the scones that I had made and pre-froze. And just before the doors open, the bread, I would start bagging the bread and putting it on the shelves. And oh my God, we sold bread in the morning. Yeah, it is a rough shift for sure. Hey, Jennifer Foster, Ribby, how are you, darling? Was there a bakery, Bev? Where was the bakery, Bev, in Ontario? Oh no, this was the bakery in Wakefield. There was a bakery in Ontario called the Lakefield Bakery. And when we moved to Wakefield and I started working at the Wakefield Bakery, it drove me nuts to say, woo. I would stumble over the the Wakefield Bakery. And I'll tell you something. Lakefield, Ontario, there used to be a bakery. It's not there anymore. There was also a really good bakery in East City. Howie, Do you remember that little bake? I'm losing my voice. Do you remember that little bakery in East City? The little bakery between the IGA and Wendy and Marty's place. It was kind of on a side street. What street was that? There you go. It's been a long time since we lived in Peterborough. But there was, I think it was just called East City Bakery. I don't know. But the Lakefield Bakery, now I have a hard time saying Lakefield Bakery. When we lived in Apsley, my father would, before there was an IGA in Apsley, before there was an IGA, there was Sayers Grocery. But Dad was on a pension with 2 teenagers. So he bought a freezer and he would do his bulk shopping in Peterborough. And as a treat, sometimes he'd let me take the day off school and go with him. But as a treat, we'd always stop at the Lakefield Bakery on the way home and get their meat pies and a couple of turnovers. Their meat pies were so good. They were just spiced hamburger gravy in these meat pies. And you'd peel the lid off, and I would literally break off a piece of the lid and like a crust and use it as a spoon, eat the filling, and then Dad and I would just gobble the pastry. But Dad, well, I would gobble the pastry afterwards, but Dad would just take it right out of the tin pie and go, oh. They had the best meat pies. Hey, Aspasia. What's going on, Cynthia, that we need in prayers? What's going on, Cynthia? I feel for those night workers, but you know what? Yeah, it was a great memory. You know what? I got to tell you, when I was pregnant with Briar, okay, now you got to remember, I left home at 19, and I was 29 when I had Briar, just turned 29, and you're all safe. Well, there. Thank God. I hope you have insurance, and I hope you have somewhere to be until things are more clear on your path. Okay? You just keep putting one foot in front of the other, honey. We're praying for you. Oh, honey. Oh, honey. Okay. All right. Well, I'm glad. You know what? The fact that you're safe and that you're focusing on that, kudos to you, sweetheart. So when I got pregnant with Briar, we were living in Peterborough, but we moved to Colborne, Ontario on February 1st, and I was due on February 20th. So when we moved there, I got to stay there for a week and then had to go back to Peterborough and stay at my sister's until Briar was born, because they didn't want me changing doctors, and because I'd had a complicated delivery with Arthur, like a C-sections, right? But it was an emergency C-section. They wanted me to be near the doctor. So you got to know that my dad was kind of the hub on which our entire family turned. I kind of explained this the other day. My father, my siblings and our offspring are the only relations from my father's side of the family left. My father had an older brother who died in World War II at the age of 22 before he ever married. And my dad, there was 5 of us, 3 boys and 2 girls, right? But my brothers all had daughters. And my sister and I had the sons. Anyway, but Dad, even all of my family, the vast amount of family that I actually have is all from my mother's side. So even with my mother's family, because my father and mother actually grew up together around the corner from each other. My mother fell in love with my dad when she was 5. Okay. But my dad was still the one. He was the one. He was the maypole. You get me? He was the family maypole. Whether it's mom, whether it's the fact that it was mom's family didn't change anything. Still, my dad was the maypole, you know? So anyway, he gained, everybody loved and respected my father. Absolutely everybody. So anyway, I'm staying at my sister's waiting for Briar to be born. Okay. The night I went into labor, I went to bingo and people were like, thought I was carrying triplets, right? I had some questions for you about potted plants and when to start growing. Okay, Corey C. Okay. Actually, is Super Hazer here? Because if oh no, he went to bed and his oil was kicking in. Okay. So when I stayed at my sister's, my father came down to Peterborough to visit. I don't know. He had to go to Sears and pick up an order or some bloody thing. I don't know what it was. But he came over to my sister's to see me, to see all of us, because I'm at my sister's. And my brother Bob and my cousin Mark were there. And my dad, my sister had benches at the kitchen table. And he said, let's go sit in the living room. So I went in the living room and I was huge. Briar was 9 pounds 3. And I gained 90 pounds with him. I was huge. So I sit down on the couch and I lift my one leg up, right? Because it helps my back. I have a lower back thing. And so my brother Bob and my cousin Mark are standing there and Dad sits in the chair and we're talking. And I said, did you go to the bakery? Did you bring me a sweet from the bakery? Oh, I had been craving bakery. And he goes, no, I don't go to the bakery until I'm on my way home. And I went, son of a bitch. You rat old son of a bitch. And my brother went, whoa. And my cousin Mark went, whoa, 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 whoa. And my dad threw back his head and he laughed. Because they're like, whoa, nobody's ever spoken to Dad and Uncle Bob that way, right? And my dad stuck his head back and he started laughing. And he said, honey, it's all going to be over soon. You're almost there. And Bob and Mark are like, wow, and Dad looked at them and he just winked at them and he said, I went through this 5 times. He said, this is nothing new. He remembered it. That's why he laughed. I tried to get your mailing address through Connected Hearts Family Gmail. Okay, we'll try. I haven't looked at it today. I've been really busy. Yesterday, I was so exhausted. I couldn't even function normally, right? But yeah, my dad. Hey, Howie, Dad was a special man. He had to be to raise 5 kids like us. I shit you. I'm not kidding. Oh my goodness. God bless you, Dad. I know he's getting a chuckle out of this. I know he's getting a chuckle. I wouldn't be surprised if the lights flickered because, my dad worked for Hydro. I have stories of my mom too, right? But I was very young when she passed away, right? And my dad raised me. And I think that is one of the reasons that I have been able to claw my way through so much crap in my, in my life because my father was the epitome of patience and tolerance. Yeah, his patience ran thin with me sometimes. So I watch your YouTubes every day to reconnect with real people. Hi, Sherry. How are you? D'Airy. Empty Nester. Hi, Melinda H. Yeah. Dad was dad, but, I was the one who would not recognize his boundaries. Never recognize. And I think he appreciated that. I remember one of my brothers saying once, like, you never hug me. How come you never hug me? And he goes, you want a hug? Go to your sister. He said, I'm not a huggy person. And I went, it's true. I have, I have been punching through my dad's barrier my entire life. And I think he respected me a lot for it. But then I'm a lot. Briar doesn't fall too far from the tree, right? I was his sorriest trial. I think I was a real trial. Maybe even more so than his sons, because his sons were his sons. I'm a girl, and I put him through. I put him through hell. But you know what? In the end, my dad and I had a really, really good bond. My dad passed away January 7th. He was like that. And his father was much more so. I never knew any of my grandparents except one, and that was my father's dad. And by the time I knew who he was, I knew him as my granddad. But, you know, for as long as I could remember, he lived in Sunnybrook Hospital. I remember him having one leg, and then I remember him having no legs. And he passed away in November, I believe, or early December 1971, just before it turned 72. So you miss smiles. I lost my mama 2 years ago. She was only 62. I know, right? And dad was only 73. I think about that now. And that's not old, but his heart was old, right? But I'll tell you something, when he left his body, it was with joy. It was with absolute joy. I know that for a fact. And he was so happy to kick that wretched old tub of a bot, not a tub, it wasn't a tub, but I mean, in his spirit, he was like, finally I get to shed this. This has been, you know, so limiting, you know, and away he went. Not old at all. Yeah. My family all gone. It's just me and my brother, but don't talk much. Well, you know what? That's why we come here, right? My mom was only 43 when she passed away. And it took me an entire day of crying off and on at the bakery all day on my 43rd birthday to figure out why I was crying. Because I had outlived my mother in age. I still have my mom. She's 91 and still lives on her own. On her own. Wow. Well, there's a lady down the road here. I'm going to ask somebody more local, because the one time I helped with the food hampers, I delivered to her, and I did take it right into her home because, you know, and I helped her unbox it and stuff and put it away, because she was like 98 years old or something. I think she's close to 100 and she still lives alone. So I'm going to make sure, I'm going to find out who checks in on her and stuff. My dad left reaching for the angels and a smile on his face. He was 66. Oh yeah. I mean, when I go, you know, I mean, I know I'm going to leave behind people that are going to grieve, but I'll tell you right now, don't grieve long, because I'm done. Not right now. God, I'm not done. But I mean, when I'm done, I'll be just like my dad. It's like, yippee, I'm out of here, suckers. I'm out of here. This body is not doing as it's told anymore. Both my mom and dad died in a couple of months from each other. He was 62 and she was 65. Yeah, it sounds like me and Howie. Howie's 53 and I'm 56. Thank you, Paula. Well, I wonder why people, you know, I wonder why people fear death so much. I mean, I don't fear death. I mean, I fear dying, like a horrible, painful, lingering death, or a horrible, painful death, drowning, fire. Let me die in my sleep, please. But the truth is, I don't actually fear the death. I don't. I mean, I have no doubt whatsoever that I'm either going to be tricked into following the light and be recycled back, or I'm going to go, nah, I'm done. And I'm just not going to go into the light. You know what I mean? I'm convinced it's a choice. Hey, Mandy Jensen. They was divorced about 30 years. What do you talk about, Mr. Bucky? Sherry, my mom went into a care facility in March with dementia. She didn't remember me anymore. I come here to get part of a family. Well, you know what? I'm really sorry. You know, that's got to be really, really hard. Your mom may not remember who you are, but you remember her. Okay? Even if she doesn't know who you are. It's like that story about the gentleman was at a doctor's appointment and the doctor was running late, and he's like, okay, can I reschedule? And she said, oh, he's only going to be 15 minutes. And he goes, no, I got to make it over to the home I have a really important appointment at 9 o'clock. And she said, what appointment's that? He said, I go to the home and have breakfast with my wife every day. She's advanced Alzheimer's. And she says, so is she even going to know you're there? That if you don't make it? And he goes, no, but I will. I'll know I'm not there. God, such love, you know? Nana, is it horrible? I really don't know what to do. It's not reality. It's not really the death. No, the death is the escape. You see, people will grieve, right, when they lose someone. But the someone who's gone, normally, if all things are going well, tickety-boo, whatever reason, whether they be young or old, they have fulfilled, I honestly believe they have fulfilled whatever purpose they went through to be there. Whether it was show parents, I'm unstable, we're going to buffer for a minute. Be right back. Okay, sorry about that. It was a bit of a buffer. Our spirit is eternal. We never die, only the body. It's like buying a new car. Works for me. Works for me. But I honestly think that the recycling process is also a choice. You know what I mean? Hey, Dawn, how's it going? So, I mean, when all I can tell people is that when I die, and I've told this to my kids, don't, have a grieving process. That's right and natural. I'm your mother, right? But let it be brief, knowing that when I'm gone, I'm gone. I'm going to see the faces of the people I've loved and lost. I'm going to be in a place of absolute love where there is no fear, no worry, no pain, right? Until I get kicked right back out through a vagina again, if I choose that, right? I was so happy under that water and everything was so beautiful, no fear at all. Wow. That sounds like you had a near-death experience. Paula in Canada, have a good night, everyone. I'm off to bed. God bless, sweetheart. Mwah. I told my kids no recycling for me. I'm done. Oh, I don't know. I mean, I honestly also think that we choose to come back until we attain enlightenment, maybe. I know I'm sounding Buddhist, but guess what? I take my faith from everywhere. When it makes sense, it works. I lost my 55-year-old brother in December. He, my sister, and I start with the letter P. We were 3 peas in a pod. Oh, honey, I'm so sorry. Not funeral, and I'm going to change mine to no church service either. We're going to be cremated. Well, that's what Howie and I are going to do. We're going to go over to the Wake and Bake. Okay, that doesn't sound right, but there's a crematorium here in Wakefield and down in Wakefield, and I'm going to see if we can't get some kind of plans, prepaid plans, because Howie and I want to be cremated, and whoever goes first keeps the other one's ashes, and then when they go, our ashes are put together, right? Unless it's me, if I absolutely have to drop dead tomorrow or something, and Howie meets a nice little, tight and firm blonde who can work beside him, who's not, too young. I trust him to respectfully handle my ashes because I know he loves me. So, hey, Diana Amaral, did I say it right? I'm now afraid of the water. Oh, honey, why would you be afraid of something you felt so peaceful in? Please don't be afraid of the water. You're not going to have to do anything, but try and work through that. Journal through that, okay? Start writing down. Just start journaling. It doesn't matter. Nobody has to see it. It doesn't have to make any sense. Just start writing. And then when you feel like you've written your guts out, close the book and put it away for a day when you're ready to read it. And you're going to actually be able to better see your own emotions and where you can maybe direct them. You know what I mean? Hi, Linda Cook. I'm late. I do not know when this starts. This is just a trial run because I have new internet. So I'm actually streaming from my new internet so that I don't have to live stream with my phone on data. Yes, you did, Bev. So happy I'm here. Well, thank you, sweetie. I even hate taking a shower. Baths are my favorite. So, start journaling. I kid you not. Journaling is very cathartic, okay? You just write down, and the act of physical writing is very important. You just write down everything. Just write down. Don't even think about where to start. Just write the word water, then write the word fear or whatever comes next. And the next thing you know, you're writing. And when you're done writing, put it away until you feel emotionally ready to go back and look it over. Because you don't want to look at it too soon or you're going to go, man, they're going to put me in the nut house. They see this shit, right? Not true. Okay. This is yours and your emotions are your emotions and nobody can change that. But when you're better able to deal with it, you may see some pattern in your fear later on down the road when you look back that you will be able to pinpoint it and work on it. Does that make sense? Kelly. Thank you, Linda Cook. It's not the greatest, but it is a step up from ExploreNet, and I'm quite happy with it. And it's saving me $100 a month once my TV starts kicking in. Writing our thoughts and feelings is very therapeutic. Absolutely. I'm going to have my ashes put into glass paperweights for both my kids. Nah. I don't know where our ashes are going to go, but my kids, if Howie and I are together, my kids will know what to do. I trust them with that. No, Corey C., it is not unlimited. What time is live chat tomorrow? I don't know. I'm pretty sure I may not even make it. Probably won't be until later in the day, probably before supper, because I want to get some more cleaning done. I actually did some work today. So I want to get some more cleaning done and get my stoves cleaned so that Howie can come home and do his magic. I don't think I have any good parts left to donate. Howie has signed his donor card. Pretty sure I signed mine too. Not that I'll have anything much worth donating, except maybe my heart. I think my heart's pretty chugging along pretty steady. Magic Man. Where's Magic Man? Maryland Place. Hi, honey. How are you? So nice to see you and everyone tonight. It's a real treat. Well, listen, I'm going to finish this medication and then I'm going to go to bed. Isn't that wild? There we go. Hubby is leaving for a week-long elk hunt tomorrow. I love me some elk, man. My hillside garden, I made it. Oh, honey, we're getting. Hey, you bastard! How's it going, Tom? Melinda H, I love the fan. And well, I mean, it's time for me to have my meds, right? Sorry. I'm really hoping that things will. I've got a house to organize. I've got stove to get fixed. I've got mixers to get fixed. No word on when Sam's going to be here. Can't wait till the kitty and hubby go to bed so I can medicate. Just step outside. Willowdean Vinette, how's it going? I have learned so much from your dehydrating and canning videos. I'm glad. Relax at Sage Spa. You crack me up, lady. Recent sub. Thank you. Charmaine Park. They really make nice flowers in the glass using ashes. Really? Why would I want my ashes forever imprisoned in glass? I want them to go back to the earth. I have thought about bio urns. Getting a tree planted in my with my ashes. So that my kid, but I really don't want to hang around. So just send me off to the wind. Bent Tom, please pray for my friend Corey Bev. He is only 43 and has been given 2 to 4 months left to live. Oh my God. I love the bio urn idea too. I will definitely pray for him. I'm not doing any tonight. But I will remember tomorrow, Tom's friend. And you know what? I hope you're feeding him lots of edibles. Your spirit is long gone. Yeah, absolutely. You know what I mean? But I still don't want any part of me left. I want to be the answer, my friend, is blowing it. Wait a second. I close my eyes only for the moment, and the moment's gone. Oh, here we are. Dorky, dorky. Hang on. All my dreams checked before my eyes in curiosity. Dust in the wind. I gave him a stash of edibles and THC oil pills. Good for you. I ordered $150 worth of Harvest Guard lids and gaskets on September 3rd. They are arriving. Woohoo! Can you email me I'll look it up. I'll look it up. Listen, folks, I have to go to bed. Thank you for helping me to test my internet with my webcam. So far, so good. Thank you. All we are is dust in the wind. Shall we sing? What do you want to hear while we leave, before we leave? Let's sing. I'm not going to sing Dust and Wind. And my throat, as you can tell, is kind of wonky. Sweet dreams of you. Might be a bit high for me. Every night I go through. Why can't I forget the past? Start loving someone new instead of having sweet dreams about you. Good night, God bless, and all things being equal and normal, we will see you tomorrow. Mwah. God rest Eddie Van Halen. Love you guys.